As gardeners, we are always looking for ways to enrich our soil. We want to give back to the earth that gives us so much. The idea of using wood ash from a winter fire is very appealing. It feels wonderfully thrifty and natural. You are taking something that would be thrown away and turning it into a garden resource. Wood ash contains potassium, which is brilliant for flowering and fruiting. It also has calcium and other trace minerals. These are all things that our plants need to grow strong and healthy. It seems like the perfect free fertilizer. However, this is where we must be careful. Good gardening is all about balance. Using wood ash is not as simple as just scattering it across your borders. In fact, using it incorrectly can cause more harm than good. It can create problems in your soil that are very difficult to fix. Many gardeners learn this lesson the hard way. They see their plants struggle and do not understand why. The trouble is that the very properties that make ash useful can also make it dangerous if you are not mindful. It is a potent substance. We must treat it with respect and understanding. The popularity of wood ash comes from a long tradition. For centuries, people have used ash from their hearths on their vegetable patches. It was a common practice long before garden centers existed. But our ancestors often had very different soil to what many of us have today. They were often working with acidic ground where the ash helped to balance things out. The modern gardener might have soil that is already neutral or even alkaline. Adding wood ash to this kind of soil is like adding salt to a salty soup. It simply makes the problem worse for your plants. So, is wood ash a friend or a foe? The answer is that it can be both. It all depends on how you use it. It depends on your soil, your plants, and your methods. The purpose of this guide is to help you understand the risks. I want to show you how to use this material wisely. With the right knowledge, you can use wood ash to benefit your garden. But without that knowledge, you risk damaging the delicate ecosystem you have worked so hard to create. Let us explore how to get it right. The most important thing to know about wood ash is that it is highly alkaline. This means it has a high pH. Think of pH as a scale for measuring how acidic or alkaline something is. The scale runs from 0 to 14. A pH of 7 is neutral. Anything below 7 is acidic, and anything above 7 is alkaline. Most garden soils are happiest somewhere between 6 and 7.5. Wood ash, however, can have a pH of 10 to 12. This is very alkaline. When you add it to your soil, you are making the soil more alkaline too. This dramatic change in pH is the root of the problem. When the soil becomes too alkaline, essential nutrients become locked up. Iron, manganese, and phosphorus are vital for plant health. But in high pH soil, they change their chemical form. Plants cannot absorb them through their roots, even if they are present in the soil. Your plants will start to show signs of nutrient deficiency. You might see yellowing leaves known as chlorosis. This is a classic sign of iron deficiency. You might think your plants are hungry, but they are actually unable to eat the food that is all around them. This alkaline environment is also very damaging to the life within your soil. Healthy soil is teeming with microorganisms. It has fungi, bacteria, and worms. These tiny creatures are essential for a healthy garden. They break down organic matter and release nutrients for your plants. They create a good soil structure, but most of these beneficial organisms thrive in slightly acidic to neutral conditions. When you make the soil too alkaline with wood ash, you create a hostile environment for them. You risk killing off this invisible workforce, leaving you with soil that is lifeless and compacted. The effect of wood ash is also very fast. Unlike garden lime, which breaks down slowly, wood ash is water-soluble. This means its effect on the soil pH is almost immediate. A heavy-handed application can shock the entire soil system. It can take years for the soil to recover its natural balance. That is why you must never be generous with it. A light sprinkle is all that is ever needed. Understanding this powerful impact on pH is the first step to using wood ash safely. It is a soil amendment, not a general-purpose fertilizer. Not all plants have the same needs. Just as some people love the sun and others prefer the shade, plants have their preferences for soil pH. Most vegetables that we love to grow, like tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and carrots, do best in slightly acidic soil. They prefer a pH range of about 6.0 to 6.8. In this range, they can access all the nutrients they need to produce a wonderful crop. If you add wood ash to the soil around these plants, you are pushing the pH away from their ideal. This will cause them stress and lead to a poor harvest. There are also plants that absolutely hate alkaline conditions. These are known as acid-loving or ericaceous plants. Think of beautiful rhododendrons, azaleas, and camellias. Blueberries are another famous example. These plants must have acidic soil to survive. Adding wood ash near them would be a disaster. It could seriously harm or even kill them. So, you must be very careful where you apply it. Never use it anywhere near your acid-loving plants. This is a rule that has no exceptions if you want to keep them healthy. However, some plants do not mind or even appreciate a more alkaline soil. Members of the brassica family, such as cabbage, kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, are quite tolerant. A small amount of wood ash can help them. It can also help to prevent a disease called clubroot, which thrives in acidic soil. Some root vegetables like parsnips and beets also do well in slightly alkaline conditions. Asparagus is another crop that famously enjoys a sweeter, more alkaline soil. For these specific plants, a careful application of wood ash in autumn can be a real benefit. The key is to know your plants. Before you even think about using wood ash, you must know what you are growing. Make a list of your plants and find out their preferred pH range. This will tell you where ash might be helpful and where it is strictly forbidden. It is far better to do nothing than to do the wrong thing. A gardener's job is to work with nature, not against it. By understanding your plant's needs, you can make an informed decision about whether wood ash has a place in your vegetable plot or your borders. If you have tested your soil and decided that wood ash is suitable, you must apply it correctly. The golden rule is to use it sparingly. A little really does go a long way. The standard recommendation is to use no more than 50 to 70 grams per square meter. That is about 1 or 2 small handfuls. You should only do this once every 2 or 3 years. Do not be tempted to apply it every season. This will lead to a gradual and harmful buildup of alkalinity and salts in your soil. It is a marathon, not a sprint. There are 2 main ways to apply ash. The first is the dry method. This is best done in autumn or winter. Lightly sprinkle the measured amount of ash over the surface of bare soil. Then gently fork it into the top few inches. This allows the winter rains to wash it in and let it settle before spring planting. Do not just leave it on the surface. If you do, it can form a hard crust that prevents water from getting into the soil. Also, never apply it on a windy day. The fine powder will blow everywhere, including onto plants that do not want it. Another method is to apply it as a liquid feed. This is a much gentler way to give your plants a potassium boost during the growing season. To do this, you create a very dilute solution. Put a shovelful of ash into a large hessian sack or an old pillowcase. Tie the top securely. Submerge the sack in a large water butt or barrel of water. Leave it to soak for about a week. This creates a liquid known as ash tea. You can then dilute this tea with more water until it is the color of weak tea. Use this to water around the base of potassium-hungry plants like tomatoes or beans, but only once or twice during the fruiting period. Finally, a very important warning. Never use ash from treated, painted, or manufactured wood. This includes things like MDF, chipboard, or old fence posts. These materials contain toxic chemicals. When you burn them, those chemicals become concentrated in the ash. Adding this toxic ash to your garden will contaminate your soil and your food. It is incredibly dangerous for your health and the environment. Only ever use ash from clean, untreated hardwood or softwood. Your health and the health of your garden depends on it. Perhaps the very best and safest way to use wood ash is to add it to your compost heap. This is my preferred method. Composting acts as a wonderful buffer. It moderates the harsh effects of the ash. It allows the nutrients to be incorporated into a stable, balanced, and soil-friendly material. The composting process helps to neutralize the high pH of the ash. The organic acids produced by decomposing materials work against the alkalinity. The result is a finished compost that is rich in nutrients without being dangerously alkaline. Adding ash to the compost heap is very simple. As you add layers of green and brown materials, you can add a light dusting of ash. Think of it like seasoning your food. You just want a sprinkle, not a thick layer. A good rule is to add 1 small scoop of ash for every 6 inches of new compost material. Then, mix it in with your fork as you turn the heap. This ensures it is evenly distributed. It will mix with all the other ingredients and break down slowly and safely. Never dump a whole bucket of ash onto the heap in one go. This method also helps to manage the salt content of the ash. Wood ash contains salts that can harm plants and soil life if they become too concentrated. In the compost heap, these salts are diluted. They are spread throughout the large volume of organic material. When you finally add the finished compost to your garden, the salts will be at a much lower and safer concentration. This is much better for your plant's roots and for the earthworms that are so vital for good soil structure. It is all about diluting the potency of the ash. By adding ash to your compost, you are also adding valuable minerals. The potassium and calcium in the ash will enrich your final compost. This creates a more balanced and nutrient-dense soil amendment. When you spread this compost on your garden, you are providing a slow-release source of food for your plants. It is a far cry from the chemical shock of applying raw ash directly to the soil. Composting your wood ash is the patient gardener's way. It transforms a potentially risky material into a truly beneficial and safe garden resource. The journey of a gardener is one of constant learning. We learn from our successes, and we learn even more from our mistakes. Wood ash is a perfect example of a material that requires our understanding and care. It is a gift from the hearth, but it comes with instructions that we must follow. Before you do anything, the most sensible step is to test your soil's pH. Simple test kits are available at any garden center. They are not expensive, and they give you invaluable information. This simple test will tell you if your soil is acidic, neutral, or alkaline. It will tell you if adding ash is even a possibility. Remember that a little goes a very long way. If you have acidic soil and plants that will benefit, apply wood ash with a light hand. Treat it like a powerful medicine, not a general tonic. Always measure the amount you are using. Keep records of when and where you have applied it. This will prevent you from applying it too often and creating problems down the line. Good gardening is about observation and patience. Watch how your plants respond. Let them be your guide. Their health is the ultimate measure of your success. Choosing to compost your wood ash is always the safest and often the most effective option. It harnesses the benefits of the ash while neutralizing its risks. It integrates the minerals into the wonderful living structure of compost. This creates a balanced food for your soil. It is a method that works in harmony with the natural processes of decay and renewal. It is a testament to the fact that in gardening, the slow and steady path is often the best one. It takes a potentially volatile ingredient and turns it into black gold for your garden. In the end, gardening is about nurturing life. It is about creating a healthy, balanced ecosystem where plants can thrive. Wood ash can be a part of that, but only if we use it with wisdom and respect for the delicate balance of the soil. Do not be tempted by the promise of a quick fix. Instead, embrace the role of a careful steward of your patch of earth. By understanding the power of wood ash and using it wisely, you can ensure your garden remains a place of health, abundance, and joy for many years to come. Happy gardening.